Official Jets podcast is presented by WynnBET. Betting is a team sport. Bet together at WynnBET. Eric Allen here at One Jets Drive, joined by Jets running back Breece Hall. How are you doing on this Tuesday?
It's a good victory Tuesday. I'll get the day off, and we just come in, do some treatment, chill out, go home, and probably play some video games and lay in the bed. So, it's always a good day.
So what video games are you playing?
Madden, and then I get on Fortnite and Call of Duty with my friends, but I suck. So I just get on there to, let them have some entertainment when they watch me like die and stuff like that. So, but I've always been a sports game guy, so that's my thing.
Who's your team when you're playing with Madden? Is it the Jets or you're making it up?
Yes, I play with the Jets.
Okay.
Or otherwise I just do kind of like a random team thing. So I can play with whoever.
Ball distribution as far as Breece Hall when you're running the show as offensive coordinator. What are you doing?
I'm going to run the ball till you stop it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to run it till you stop it. And then I'm a pretty good OC myself, so I can get some good routes going.
Are you taking yourself out of the game or no? I mean, how many touches does Breece Hall get in the
20
game?
at least.
Okay.
20 at the least, yeah.
How do you divide it up as far as runs to receptions?
It just depends. If I'm open, I'm giving myself the ball every time. But I like to, if I pass, I like to pass it deep. So,
So what is your offensive philosophy, though?
Okay, so this is how much I play. I have my own custom playbook.
Yeah.
And so I run probably 3 or 4 formations, and I make all my adjustments out of each formation. So it looks like I'm running the same stuff every play, but it's always different.
Personnel packages. What do you like to do?
11, 12. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No 13?
Nah, sometimes 21, but that's it. 11, 12, 21, that's it.
What about defensive philosophy?
Big nickel.
Okay.
Dime, and 3-4.
3-4, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about that?
Stops the run. It's easier to stop the run.
And so in the other 2 games you talked about before were Fortnite and what else?
Call of Duty.
Okay, so when I was growing up, I was the sport gamer.
Yeah.
So Madden's up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
But Fortnite, Call of Duty, tell me about the challenges and what you like about those games.
Like a combat game, kind of like a cat and mouse type of thing, and basically trying not to get killed. You try not to get got, basically. And unfortunately for me, I'm not good at not getting got in that game. So it usually doesn't end up well for me.
Okay. So what the heck happened in the second half Sunday? A 30-point offensive barrage.
We kind of just, felt like we were shooting ourselves in the foot in the first half. We were moving the ball, up and down. We just shot ourselves in the foot with penalties and dumb mistakes. In the second half, we just kind of locked in a little bit more. The defense got us the ball back and we did our thing. Did
you think it was only a matter of time?
Yeah, I did. Just knowing the potential we have, I think that we do have the potential to be a very good offense, and we already have a very good defense. So if we help them out just that much, then we could go anywhere we want.
Did you kind of feel like the dam broke there when Kabi gets into the end zone? It's like, okay, we can relax a little bit now?
Nah. It was kind of a surprise. It was kind of funny because, he was, the last person. It was the most simple route. So I was like, there's no way they just let him open on a little shallow drag route. And believe it, it was wide open. And he walks in. I was like, wow, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Season high for you in terms of receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you enjoy getting the rock out of the backfield?
I'm the type of person, I just want the ball. Just as long as, no matter where it's at, just get me the ball in some space and I'm fine. So it was good. They were dropping off and linebackers were packing it back a lot. And, Zach was throwing me the ball. I was making the first one miss and just getting good yards. So it was a good game plan for sure.
How much are teams playing you differently now? Because I think it's 6 of the last 8 games where you've had at least 5 receptions.
Yeah, it's a lot different. When we're in 12 and 21, the box it's not a lot of space in there. And it's been hard. We've had a lot of injuries up front and everything like that, just dealing with that. And we've had to plug and play guys, mismatch guys and stuff like that. So it's been hard for them to get a real good rhythm and, build that with each other. So I'm just trying my best to work with what I have. And when I do have my chances to get the rock, just trying to make the right plays.
You guys got out of 11 a little bit more, I'd say,
Yeah.
on Sundays, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Just because the pass game started to open up a little more, and then, they kind of were getting worried about me out of the backfield, so then they opened up Garrett and Conk and a lot of those guys a lot. So it was good just to see how everybody could contribute.
Man, you are a bruiser out there in the open field. It feels like every week there is an opposing DB, whether it be a cornerback or safety, coming trying to make a tackle. And a lot of times, these guys are staying down on the ground
Yeah.
afterwards. So, what's the thought process when, hey, you get the rock and no linebackers by you, and you're 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 with a couple of DBs?
Yeah, I've never been like a super always power guy. Like my
Right.
game's real finesse, and I'm real good at making guys miss. But when I have to, throw it in there, then I will. So it just depends on what the situation is. If I'm 1-on-1, I'm gonna make you miss every time. But if we're in a small space and I need to go, get those yards, and I'm gonna put my shoulder down and. If they want to tackle me, they do, and they might have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah,
So
you recently actually got fined. I know a lot of people came to your defense and said, "Hey,
yeah,
listen, he's just playing football out
yeah.
there." So I don't want you to get fined again for what happened. But can you speak to the fact that, hey, listen, I'm just trying to make some yards happen here.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a simple check down, and I was running, and what's crazy. What was crazy to me is that the DB he ducked his head before I even
Right.
got there, and I'm like, okay, like if he's putting his shoulder down, then I'm gonna have to, or he's just gonna hit me in my legs or something. So. It's crazy because like I saw the whole thing trending on Twitter before my agent even texted me about it. So I was like, they got to be playing. And then right as I saw it on Twitter, she texted me, and I was like, wow, this is like that's terrible. But I got faith in like the NFLPA and my agent and everybody that we're gonna get it handled.
Okay. The post game locker room, the reaction after a 5-game losing streak, and you guys finally get one.
Hmm.
What was it feeling like?
It felt good, Still not satisfied. Still think we probably left about 10 to 14 points out there.
Hmm.
Um, and we still got to get our run game going. At the end of the season, you're only going to go as far as your run game goes, and you have to have a good run game to get far in these playoffs and everything, and get far into at the end of the season. So I'm just waiting for us to get better up front. I'm waiting for the backs. We got to get better every week, and we got to get this run game going.
Man, how hard is it for you? You don't make excuses, but rhythm. You're
Hmm.
talking about 9 offensive line combinations in the last
Yeah,
9 games.
yeah.
That's unheard of. So for you as a back,
Hmm.
can you speak to the importance of flow and rhythm and blocking styles up front?
Yeah, it's very important, especially when you got new guys in all the time. You don't really know what you're gonna get. You don't know like what you're gonna have to react to. And for those guys, I feel bad for them because it's like, okay, this guy's hurt, this guy's hurt. Okay, we gotta try this guy out in this spot, put this guy over here, and their guys are getting put in positions they've never really played before. They didn't play all training camp, and they're not really comfortable at. So they gotta go against guys who are making $100 million a year
Right.
and are been playing that position their whole life. So I definitely feel for them too. But we try not to make excuses, and we just try to do our 111th every play. But it's hard, it's difficult for sure.
You're such a hard-nosed runner.
Yeah,
If you don't know what's actually happening up front in that split second, can you talk about being patient, but at the same time wanting to hit the hole?
yeah, exactly. You wanna be as patient as possible to set up your blocks, but it's just different. The most I can tell guys is like turn on the tape, and then you kind of see what I'm going through because people can make all these assumptions or oh he's not good, oh he's coming off his ACL, he's lost a step and this that and the third, but it's just like you can't really pay attention to what other people got to say. You just gotta play your game and stay true to what you do the little things right, and your natural talent will take over.
Naturally, how frustrating has it been for you?
It's been really frustrating because I do wholeheartedly. I know I'm a top three running back in this league, and I haven't always gotten to show it this season. And I show flashes of it every now and then, but I feel like I can do it on a 17 game basis. And it's been tough this season, but everybody knows that when I get the ball, I can make plays whenever I touch it. So, as long as they know that, and everybody respects my game, is fine.
How's your body right now physically at this point of the year? Because you dealt with some ankle stuff
Yeah.
last week and kind of limited practice, and then
Yeah.
went out and performed on
It
Sunday.
feels good. Just taking some time off of practice and stuff, that kind of helped me out a lot, just to have me focus on just focus even more on our game plan, lock in on that, and sit back and watch guys. And then it just helped me be prepared for Sunday. If you're not practicing, then you get chances to pay that much more attention to what the game plan is and everything like that. So it's been good, but coming off my knee and everything like that, I've actually been surprised with how much I've been able to just stay consistent, stay healthy, and be in the lineup every week. It's been good. I'm still getting stronger every week, still get more confidence with it, and I feel like I'm probably about 95% right now, and it's just getting better every week. So I'm happy with the
That's
progress.
interesting. So you are getting stronger each week. You feel that, huh? Can you speak to it?
Yeah, just from game one, it's just with the whole rehab process, it's different because you're not so much preparing for football. I'm just really getting my knee stronger. I'm trying to get it stronger enough for me to play and for me to be able to cut and do everything. But I'm not specifically just conditioning and always doing all the football stuff. I only had about like 2 or 3 weeks of training camp, so until I
Right.
had to play in the first game. So it's like, okay, I gotta hurry up and try to get in shape for this, and then come game one, I looked good, but it still wasn't like up to my standard and everything like that. And then the coaches are doing right by me by not letting me get 20 carries a game at the beginning of the season and letting me work my way into everything. And to where now, I feel like whatever it takes for me to help the team win the game, I could do that.
What was the reaction like as far as the documentary is concerned? Maybe downstairs inside the locker room and also from the fans.
It was good just for the guys to see, how hard I worked and, not only my dedication to the game and to myself, but my dedication to try to get back to help the team and everything like that. Everybody knows I was here the whole off season, pretty much, by myself. It was just me, AVT, and Makai pretty much. And, we were in the training room every day just trying to get better. But it's just been a blessing so far because not a lot of guys can say they come back and have a pretty good season and still can say they look the same after having a knee injury like I did. So I just leave it all to God. I'm blessed.
You
Can't complain.
downplayed everything throughout it though.
Mhm.
But that's a major injury.
Yeah.
And then I remember Salah talking about in training camp that he's back to 20 miles per hour
Mhm.
on the tread. And then that first play, I think in camp, I think Aaron threw it to you over the middle, and
Yeah.
then you're dancing in the end zone a couple
Yeah.
seconds later.
Yeah, and it's little things like that, you take for granted. But at that point, I still wasn't even fully comfortable, playing football yet. I was just getting back and still trying to get comfortable cutting off my knee and everything like that, and still was a little hesitant. But it's just little stuff like that. Those reps, help you build your confidence. And with me coming back to practice, I had to go through a whole mental barrier of consistently, cutting and doing football stuff every day and dealing with, okay, this is how sore my knee is going to be after practice every day, and this is how I'm going to have to take care of it and do all this little stuff because it takes about like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours before practice for me to get everything ready to get myself warmed up. When I was first coming back, now I can just more so just take my little hour and a half and get ready and be fine. But it was definitely a long process for sure.
How do you get to the point where you do trust it? Is there a point where you said, you know what, I'm good right now?
Yeah. Honestly, it was not till the first game because I didn't get hit really all of training camp. They didn't let anybody hit me too much. So, it was like, okay, a few times in training camp, I fall on the ground and everybody be like, oh, is he good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then the first game, I was, just like I said, I hadn't been hit. And then the first carry, I get a big gain, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm back. I'm good. And so then I get hit, and the hits aren't hurting me or anything like that. And after the game, I'm like, okay, my knee's not terribly sore, so I know I'm good. And but at the beginning of the season, I was wearing like a little like patella strap for my knee, and
Right.
then after about like 5 games, I was like, okay, I don't need this anymore. And then the Raiders game, I try to jump over somebody off my knee. So it's like all those little barriers help you in your mind. You're like, okay, I'm good. Like I don't have to worry about this anymore.
Jets fans, we're in our final push and the clock is ticking. WynnBET is giving you a golden opportunity to win VIP prizes for the 2023 season. The WynnBET Green Room is the most exclusive space at the stadium with all-inclusive food and beverage, lower-level seats, and appearances by Jets legends and celebrities. New Jersey customers, all you need to do is wager at least $100 on WynnBET Sportsbook or Casino. For New York customers, all you need to do is wager at least $100 on WynnBET's Sportsbook. The best part? You get an entry for every $100 you wager.
What's going through your mind on that first carry where you get a chunk play and you're taking a handoff from Aaron Rodgers? Do you have time in the couple seconds after that snap, after you go out of bounds, where you're like, hey, man, we're going to be something special this year?
Yeah, I was actually just making fun of him because I always try to think I'm the best player on the field. And I told him, I was like, if it's dry outside, you might be the best player. But if it's wet and rainy, I'm probably the best player out here. And he was like, okay, yeah, you might be. So we always joke about that. But, after a big game like that, coming off my knee, I'm like, okay, I'm still that dude. I was just ready to, just start the season with him and see how much I can learn from him and grow with him. Just with little parts of the game, especially within the pass game, to see how I can help him out a lot more. Unfortunately, he got injured and everything, but it's going to be good to see him come back, and it's been good to see his recovery process too.
What's it like having him back in the building, and what do you tell people when they say, hey, what's this dude all about?
Yeah, he's a real good person. We're pretty much locker mates, so me and him have had a lot of deep conversations, and we talk a lot, and it's just been really good to get to know him, know how he thinks, and talk to him about football and just pick his mind about like the type of stuff he wants, what he likes to do when he sees certain looks and stuff like that, and then get to know him on a personal level to where I can actually say he's a friend. It's definitely been good, and it's just to be around a person like him, it makes you realize like how unique somebody could be in this world, because he's definitely a unique person.
What's the biggest misconception about Rodgers? And you said he's unique. What makes him unique?
Just the way he thinks and the way he like the way he goes about stuff, the way he sees life in certain aspects, and the way like when you talk to him and he explains you why he is the way he is with some stuff, it's like, okay, this dude's different. Like he's a real cool dude for sure.
You and Garrett, you talked about this after the game, right? That
Mm-hmm.
you and Garrett go back and forth on who's the best player on offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are those conversations like?
Nah, really, we just kind of just gas each other up during the game. Like if he makes a play, like we'll always just be joking and stuff in the huddle, because for us, we're kind of like the biggest jokesters on offense. You can never take the game too serious, because then it becomes a job and not a game. So me and him just try to have fun and keep everybody, just level and like not taking it too serious. So whenever he makes a play, I hype him up. Whenever I make a play, he hypes me up. And then if we need to make a play, we both look at each other and like, all right, come on, let's go. So it's one of those things, and that's why I feel like with me and him, like as long as we have the support around us, then me and him could win us a game, and me and him could really do great things in this league, because he helps me out just as much as I help him out.
Who typically starts the talking back and forth?
It just depends. It depends on who makes the first play, and then before the game, I always dap him up and give him a hug and everything like that. So I know that he's going to battle for me, and I'm going to battle for him every week.
What's that running back room like with you and Dalvin and Izzy joining the ranks this year?
It's honestly kind of crazy, because we're all so like laid back and nonchalant. So it like makes us like even closer. Dalvin's real easygoing. I'm real laid back. He's easygoing as well. And then our coach, Coach Embry, he's from Cali. He has that whole Cali like too cool for school vibe. And then Coach Leon Washington, who's real laid back and easygoing as well. And then him and Dalvin already had ties together because of Florida State and everything like that. And so it's just been cool to be with those guys and talk to Dalvin and Izzy to see how Izzy's gotten better, and for me to talk to Dalvin about the knee, and then talk to him about certain looks and blitzes, and how stuff's been for him in his career and everything. So it's been good for sure. I've gained a real good relationship with him.
I think it's been very cool because there's a good professional respect there, because I don't know if a lot of guys in their second years would be like, oh my God, hey, Dalvin Cook, come on in and whatever and things like that. But that was never your attitude.
Exactly, and it's been good for me because we have that like friendly competition with each other to where we push each other to be better and do better. But it's also a mutual respect thing with all of us to where like we know that we're all good and we know that we all can make plays. So it's like whoever has a hot hand, just go. Like we're so confident in each other that whoever's getting the ball, we're not worried about it. It's just like let's just ball and let's do our thing.
What does Izzy's future look like, you think?
He's gonna be really good.
You
You know,
do?
he's really fast. And it's weird because he's not as big as me, but he's kind of built like me in a way. So watching the way he moves and the way he does certain stuff, everybody always says like he kind of looks like me. He kind of looks like me doing stuff, and it's been cool just to be around him and just pick his brain and see how he is, see what his mentality is like, and everything like that. And he has that whole New York vibe to him with the whole slang and accent and everything. So it's been cool to be around him too.
Is he in your ear, or are you more going to him?
We're actually pretty close. We talk a lot. We both, engage in conversation with each other. We're not scared to start conversation with each other. So, we talk every day. We're in running back meetings and stuff every day. And then when we're on the field, we're always joking around, playing catch. And during the game, he's always giving me feedback on what he sees, and I'm talking to him about certain stuff. And he's been starting to play a little more. So I've definitely been in his ear a lot.
Were you happy with Zach, just the way he responded after everything that took place?
Mm-hmm.
He's an emergency third quarterback for a pair of weeks. He's named starter. There's a report out there that he's reluctant to go back in the lineup. I think he had messages for you guys before that. But just as a guy who's been his teammate, who's lining up between those white lines with him, the way he responded out there against Houston.
Yeah, I probably have the most respect for him. Just as much respect for him as anyone on the team, just to see the way he's handled himself and handled things. Just because of all the adversity he's gone through, and just to see how things have gone for him. He's had the most ups and the most downs, and he always stays level. So to see how he is and to see his true love of the game for football and his dedication to us, because he's playing the games for us, and to see how competitive he is just that's a real good dude there. Me and him have gotten real close over the last year, and now in team meetings, I'm sitting next to him, joking around with him and stuff like that, and being next to him in the huddle every play and in the backfield every play. We've definitely gained a good relationship.
Did you sense it early on in that game, or is it a point in the third quarter where it was like, yo, he is playing free here.
Yeah.
He is letting it rip.
Yeah, I sensed it early on, just seeing how well the O-line was playing early on, and seeing how much time he had, and just seeing, how confident he was with everything. And I can tell when Zach's on, he's making those pocket passes. He's taking those risky throws and making them, and with the most confidence. And when he's on, he's on. So it's been cool to see that for sure.
You played with a really good quarterback in college, Brock
Yeah.
Purdy. So people are asking me, why did Iowa State ever lose? You had Breece Hall in the backfield, Brock Purdy a quarterback.
It's not a lot of kids want to go to Iowa and play football, so it's definitely hard to get some of the higher recruits and stuff there. But playing with a guy like Brock, and being his roommate for a few years, he's definitely a great dude. And like being around guys like him made me a better person. Just seeing the way he carries himself and the way he goes about his faith with God and everything like that, and see how good of a person he is, how wholehearted he is and wholesome, and how he lives for other people, and he's willing to just give, and not need to receive anything. Being around guys like that have definitely rubbed off on me, and just him being a year older than me and everything like that, he was kind of like my mentor. He kind of just took me and helped me grow throughout my freshman year of college and everything like that. So it was definitely cool to know him.
Did you know, like at that point, you know what? He's going to be a pro quarterback. I know I'm going to be able to play in the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to excel on the professional level.
Yeah.
Or at that point, you're just having fun and you're attacking the days and you're being Cyclones.
I knew Brock was like that when he got thrown in a game his freshman year, and like he became like Brock Purdy then. Then seeing, how he dealt with ups and downs, and he still remained to be the same person. He takes his wins the same way as he takes his losses. And he's real humble, and that's why I always knew that he'd be a solid quarterback. And not saying that I knew he'd be like going this crazy now, but I knew that he'd be in the league and he'd stick around for a long time just because of the way he is, his competitive spirit and everything like that. And he's always been one of those dudes that I know if he had the right pieces around him, then he's going to do everything he needs to do. Like, there's no question about that.
When you guys were playing Madden, what teams were you picking back then? And who was winning those games?
Who would I pick? Honestly, I'd just play with anybody, and yeah, we both play with anybody, but we were both so competitive. Like, if I won, I'd like go mess with him and try to give him a hug or like dap him up, and he'd like be ready to like wrestle. Or he'd be like trying to kick me out of his room and stuff. Yeah, we were like so competitive with everything when we were in college, and that's what made our friendship so tight. And that's why I knew like every Saturday that he was going to battle for me and I was going to battle for him. So that's why we're so close today.
How much do you keep up with Iowa State? Because I'm doing the pre and post game show each week with Anthony Beck and his son Rocco Beck, Big 12 Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, it's funny because we always make fun of Brock because Rocco and Brock are kind of like built the same and everything, and they're almost like a spitting image of each other as far as body type. But I definitely see some similarities in them two, and I pay a lot of attention to Iowa State football and basketball. Men's just beat Iowa by like 30
the other
day, so that was great. But being at a school like that is different from other schools because we built a real brotherhood, and it's deeper than football. So I definitely will always have ties back there.
Miami this week, return matchup. What do you take out of what happened a few weeks ago? And also, do you like the chess match that goes into? Okay, we just lined up against them a couple weeks ago. Let's see how things are going to be different this time around.
Yeah, I do, because I feel like we put our worst product of football out, and I feel like they gave us everything they got. So I'm definitely confident with what the chess match will be like this game. And, we might be down some players, but they're also down some players. So it's going to be like just who's more battle tested and everything like that. So it's definitely going to be a dogfight.
Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
It was crazy. That was crazy.
Well, there was two games on, but I'm referring to the Miami Tennessee game where the Titans had a mad comeback.
Yeah, and that's how the game's never over until the clock strikes zero. That's the definition of it. So, you always have to play 4 quarters of a football game, and you never, like I said, the game's never over until the clock strikes zero.
Right now, I think playoff possibilities, people say, well, maybe percentages-wise, you guys are less than 1%. But inside the locker room, are you kind of like, let's make this thing interesting. Let's just we're on a 1-game win streak right now. Let's make it 2, and let's keep on extending this thing.
We haven't really been talking that much about the playoffs. I know when you look around the league, our record is just as good, if not better than a lot of teams, and we might be 1 game under a lot of teams as well. So all it takes is a few wins, a few losses, and stuff like that. So we're not so much worried about that. We're just worried about getting better every week right now, and whatever happens, happens.
As someone who's so dynamic with the ball in his hands, what do you think about the season Tyreek is having? On pace for 2,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's definitely probably going to get that 2,000. He's a great player. Hopefully he doesn't get it versus us, but
no.
It's been cool to watch him. I've been watching him since I was in high school, so to see what he does when he gets the ball on any part of the field, it's just like, okay, hopefully he doesn't score anything, and he's just a real great player.
I think you guys are best equipped to match up with him more than anybody in the National Football League when you're throwing out those cornerbacks with Sauce and DJ and Michael Carter II, right?
Yeah, I like those. I like our whole, back guys versus anybody. Right. I think, if we got to play a game full of man-to-man, I feel like our DBs are going to win 9 times out of 10. So,
holiday season, what do you got planned? Because you guys got your heads down. You got a game on Christmas Eve, but what is it gonna look like for you next weekend? Because you got the game against Washington Christmas Eve, but as far as family is concerned,
I don't know, to be honest. I usually spoil everybody for Christmas and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to having a lot of my family up here and be at the game and stuff, and just enjoying them a little before and after the game. So it's gonna be good.
But you don't know what you're going to do just yet.
Nah, I have no idea.
We can't break it right here.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But you always do something.
Yeah, we always do something.
Okay. What about your teammates? How does that work?
We got Secret Santa for all our position rooms, so that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Spending limit?
Can't tell you that.
Okay. That's fair.
It's a hefty price, but I can't tell you that.
And anybody who knows you around the facility know that, hey, you're a binge watcher of certain shows, maybe programs, things like that.
Hmm.
What's on tap for you, or what are you in right now?
I wish I could say Outer Banks because that's my favorite show, but
Mm.
that doesn't come out to like March or April-ish.
Okay.
But right now I'm watching Power. It's a very good show, and it's based pretty much in New York. And they got a few spin-off shows that I've been watching, but that's been the most part. That's been my main show I'm watching right now.
What do you think?
Um, I think the spin-offs are better than the main show right now, and I'm really enjoying them. Every character is great. I like, for me and shows and stuff, I look at the little things. I look at the way they dress the characters. I like to, dissect each character and like want to know like why they are the way they are, like what made them like that and everything like that. So that's what makes that show really unique to me.
Have you ever had any interaction with former Jets running back Thomas Jones? Because he's doing acting himself. He's a director and he's a producer as well.
I have not, but since you said
We
that,
got to hook you up
yes.
because the thing that I was thinking about when you were talking about Outer Banks, would Breece Hall ever be interested in making a cameo on one of these shows?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I would. It's my favorite show. I'd easily, that Power, whatever, easily. I'll do that.
Okay, but we're going to link you up with Thomas Jones, but then because he's not involved with Outer Banks, but there's a number of productions that he's involved in. Good guy to know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to that.
But Breece, appreciate your time as always.
Thank you. I appreciate you.